Welcome. It's going to start. Technical difficulties, but not that far off. Hold on a second. No, I had to clear up on something on my back end because apparently they thought my channel was a child's channel. That's what I had to clear up. I'm thankful to the people and friends who helped out with that. Because I usually make anything but children's content, even though I do deal with mental children. Purely the Tony people and then others. So, I mean, people can be themselves, you know. As I said, the title is. So bear with me, there was a technical difficulty. Plus, trying to figure out the modern YouTube backend is insane. I mean, notifications. Well, it's actually rather bad, scary at this point. But hopefully it gets resolved more better. So, the subject of today: grifters, normies, and tourists in hobbies. Whether they do it out of jokingness or to attack someone they dislike, as Jessica James does, as he cringely quotes anime and manga. Dude can barely run his own damn thing without taking Tony's. He should be pregnant with Tony's eggs by now. Or does he lay for them? That'd be a curious question. The man himself is rather really dumb. And some of them quoted as well. Especially, I think, and I will have to lay out the criteria of what makes someone a grifter, a normie, and a tourist. Because there are three different categories in hobbies. And people don't think about these terms. Grifters, I should start out. Grifters are the people who use a vehicle, an interest, to get into something. They act like they're an expert. You'll see this in like Jessica and Tony's group. Like they know modern comics. Yeah, they're talking out of their ass. They probably Googled it. They're covering because it's the in thing. You know, and it's like, oh, look, those indie comics over there. Don't they look cool? Nah, like Mr. Embry's art, as I've said before. Lady Death looked better back in the day. People who think artwork sells, I mean, sure, I'm an artist myself, more logistics and business. I make more money than them, but that's besides the point. I'm not an artist, but I do not have bad taste. And this is the thing. Yet they're like, we're gonna like cover this. Because like, this is what makes grifters bad. Grifters just come into the space. They don't care anything about it. It makes them very much different. It's because it's the in thing. The new COD just released. So let's hop on board. Well, or the Insert X game. Insert X insult. Yeah. But then you get the normies. The normies are the people that are the ones. They don't know any animes. Like when it comes to animes. Oh, do you know Inuyasha? Do you know the things on Crunchy Egg Roll? Do you know the things that come out with Funimation? They don't have any niches. They don't understand this. Oh, DBZ, it's all cool. Look, it's super. It's all neat. Yeah, by the way, Super's garbage. They wanted to fix it because they hated what Americans did with GT. But you know what? The creators wound up turning it into a shit product. Oh, God. The power creep. Black Frieza dominates them all. We must get Goku to a new power level. Jesus. It's a meme. And I'm not going to even go into it like watching it. But these people are the normies. They go, look at My Hero Academia. Look at this. Oh, look, Hunter x Hunter. I get my own friends crap for this. But like, it's one of those people. This is one of those things. Those are starters. Tourists, on the other hand, are very interesting. They participate in the hobby or interest. Get involved. Then they think they know the knowledge. Then, after, if not, then they just spout off random shit. That. But this is like comic industry. It's like, well, they only care about the current events. Yeah. That's why I said, like, it insults me as a person who actually has existed in hobby spaces for many, many years, who could play these games better than a lot of these morons. Yet they seem to have prevalence. And they quote shit like it matters. Like Tony is in his little cackling cowls the other day were talking about Spider and what has become of the Spider-Verse. Look, by all means, I've never been a Spider-Man fan. Ever. I mean, but I am aware enough. But they're like, oh God, look at Spider-Man. Look at Miles Morales. Sculpt it down. Marvel, Daddy Marvel is going to fill me up. Yeah. That storyline's not for me. It's garbage. If anyone takes it, it's fine. Spider-Man has now become Green Lantern Corps, which it never was. You can have 1 billion spider people now, can't you? Versus Spider-Man that's important. Because that was the issue between the old Spider-Verse and the new Spider-Verse. This is how you tell tourists and you tell the normies. Tourists especially are really interesting. They don't know, like, the whole thing with the totems. Why the spider totems were interesting. Like, go to these events. So, I would always ask them, tourists and manga, differently, are interesting. They act like also, too, as well. Look at this, because part of my problem with the whole, this topic is I've seen the de-evolution of anime and manga. It has happened very subtly over the years. And if you think Japan is immune to wokeism and progressive mind virus, you're very wrong. I will show you the trending pages of stuff coming up. It's a very interesting thing. You can tell often what is the highly popular flavor of the month or the week. I mean, I think I bashed on Sheshrin for liking... Oh, I'm sorry, her name's Moonshine Princess, who, as predicted, has found her way into Tony's clutches and loving it. All because she's dejected. And she's fetishizing over the iconic parts of a little girl who was groomed into a child bride. Now, see, that's a very rare trope used. Very rare. But, as I said, it's a legit trope. But by all means, it's still disgusting as all get out. But, I digress. And then she reads fan fiction. The only thing worse than shippers are fan fiction. Need I digress? Some more. These people don't... They come into these hobby spaces or interest spaces. They claim they are something. They don't know this. This is why grifters, normies, and tourists are two different things. Tourists know a base knowledge, a moderate knowledge, and then they apply it around. They have no interest in the space, ultimately. Normies will stick around, but they won't ever understand the implications of this. You know, like, go to Doctor Who. Let's bring up Star Trek. Let's bring up 40K. Let's bring up any hobby. These people are just what they are. They are, and it gets me. They want to discuss how, in the case, Eric July is a talentless hack. Can't tell a story. But if I asked them their favorite comics, their favorite writers, I would find holes in it. So I start off with Jesker. Jesker's like low-hanging fruit. The man's mentally unhinged, personally, but he's a meme unto himself. He basically thinks, I don't know, I think Richard Embry's a different story. He doesn't give two shits about his art. I mean, his day-ass comic. I mean, I would buy it. It would be like nothing. He's like, oh, 4 days. How long has it taken you to get backers? You gotta understand. This is like, I love these things here. These people don't read manga. They don't look at this. This is actually something. And when you're in a field that especially I know about, I'm going to prove your ass dead wrong. And what I'm about to bring up is not the jar people. This is the current state of the industry. I have watched the death of hobbies and the death of interests many years. Star Wars, Doctor Who, Star Trek. I've seen it, watched it. Some still to this day, but I skipped the 13th Doctor because it was a trash run. But I'm going to start off because manga is... The manga and anime industry is falling. There used to be a distinction between Western anime and Eastern anime. I mean, One Piece has gone on for... I remember when One Piece started. It started around the time Detective Conan. But shit's still going on, isn't it? The man can't wrap up a story for his own life. Now, what about the shares? Don't be jarred. These people are... This is the actual state. This is a site I use. You can actually look this up yourself. Now, Sheshrin iPass, what did they say? Low effort art. Bad storytelling. Let's go through the list. This is how you tell the difference between the grifters, the normies, and the tourist. What is this? Lazy Prince becomes a genius. Let's start off here. Don't let these covers fool you. There's garbage underneath. And I'm not even to the man was and the man he was. Action shonen webtoons. A lot of these share the shittiest gay tropes you'll ever find. 6 one, half a dozen the other. See one cover, you see them all. Let's look at this story. Crappy webcomic. Copy-paste art. Oh, a man goes on a journey. Garbage. No hero story whatsoever. Let me see. Where does this crap get at 100 chapters? Let's go over here. Oh, look. Same boring artwork. Copy-paste. Now, depending on the day, you'll often find it's all the same tropes. Some of these are actually really good. I don't know. This one, not my cup of tea, but goodness, he's interesting. Look, a Forgotten Princess. Now, the thing in webtoons, they became a trend, is a kind of thing. Let's see what this is. Harem? Not an isekai. Thirst bait. Interesting. And so it is an isekai. Crash isekai. These are the things people see. Where you have a lot of these that get updated a lot. This wasn't today. Romances. See, a lot of webtoons are usually Korean based. This is that degrading over time. This stuff is very common. It's a trope. They all have this same crappy style. Copy, paste. Oh, poor girl who's almost in her 30s hasn't been married yet. Still. Are you married yet? No. But then they pass the story off. This is written for mainly women, girls probably, soon to be cat ladies. You'll also find a lot of the webtoons and manhwas that are written. Every character's apothecary. Every character is every character's a villainous. You know, you'll see it. The industry has become. I hate this. These people the same people, like Jester was talking about crap. He could name like 3 big people. The berserks of the world are long gone. But long live all this crap right here. Long live it. You can't even view this on you. You can't even view this. You can't even view this. Softcore as it gets. So I said my content's not for kids. Nor would I ever think about it. Look, it's a Chinese manhwa. What is he? He's an apothecary. He's a cultivator. Oh my god, this shit. Where is their critique when you're going over this? Copy, paste, low effort assets. Looks like something drawn in an afternoon. Dialogue. What dialogue? Nothing. There is no dialogue. It's webcomics drawn in an afternoon. Where are they on this stuff? But before they ask, you can look at it. Titles are deceiving. That's why I said I'm more of a reader. I always tell people I'm more of a reader than a watcher. Some of this is interesting. Every so often, one page, something about every 8 pages, you might find something. I remember when this started, and this is still behind. This is at 600 plus chapters. Tower of God, anybody? Tower of God has been going on for years. I think the only thing decent on this page is this one. This one's okay. I've seen this updated. A lot of these are crap. This is probably female thirst bait. But where are these people who talk when they talk about people? Well, cannot believe that actually got updated. Oh, God, this one got updated. This one's an adorable one. I can't discuss it. I won't discuss it. Let me say I know of some people who would thoroughly love this because they're desperate. And it reminds me. This one's actually been interesting. This one's actually really good. See, this is slow to update. Oh, look. What did I say? Villainous. Oh, God, there's a villainous. Oh, look. There's another cultivator. She's a spirit farmer. Let's see. Slice of life. Oh, it's a webtoon with shitty-ass art. Need I say more? Bad writing. Mass-produced for the masses. Oh, and they self-publish this a lot. Now, if we go to the main line, but do tourists know about this? Like, if I asked a tourist, what is the difference between an anime, a manga, a manhwa, and manhua? Do you think they know? They don't know, do they? Now, let's go to one of the originals. Here is something that's always updated, and this is one of the original webtoons. Still around after all these years. Lookism. Because webtoons came largely out of Korea. Now, this starts off incredibly dark. But, I don't think it's pretty bland. If you're at 482 chapters and you haven't filled out a story, or digress. You see, Lookism. Let's go to the original. Because I remember, when did the original Lookism come out? Very slice of life, Korean. This is very Korean school story. 2015. Wonder even if you can look at it. See, can't even update it. It's all copyrighted. It's copyrighted, I guess. Yeah, it's copyrighted. 2015. Basically, it's about a kid that gets bullied in school. Man, very Korean, class-based. And then he becomes the bully, then he has to fix it. Now, a lot of these you'll see. So where's the creativity in them? Mr. Jesker, I challenge you to find it. There isn't. A lot of these are bland. You know? Unless he's that romance reader. See, most of these people only know of normie shit. My Hero. Oh, look. Let's look up what Crunchy Egg Roll tells. Unfortunately, this is actually the way stuff gets updated. Like, this is pure garbage. But this is updated. Constantly. Look at the artwork on this. Jesker, does this look like shit? Look at this artwork. Then go look at your critiques of ISO. And tell me there's an industry standard here. Please. Any tourist, please tell me. It's garbage. It's hot garbage. Now, depending on the day, you'll find a lot of stuff updated. That is Yuri or Yoi based. Or it's Yoi bait. Or Yuri bait. See, by the way, this is not even the original. They're very far beyond the story. It turned into a webtoon. Oh, yes, and I will gatekeep the fuck out of people on this stuff because it's fun. Very highly popular one right here. But that is, I digress. But they don't talk about this. People don't know about Chainsaw Man. They only heard about it. See, this is a villainous one. This is a cultivator manhua. Manhuas are very much the base. But where are the tourists and the normies? This is actually an adorable one, but again, not my cup of tea. Oh, look. Look, here's another manhua. Let's look at this one. What does it have? What does this have? Oh my god, it's a copy-paste art style. Again, look at the figures. They're the same. They're the same. Must I digress? It's the same. You gotta understand, this is not, I harp on this because dumbass people who've used it. I'd love to see Tony's crowd look at this stuff. It's almost all the same art assets or low effort. And he was going after Eric July. Where is the industry standard? 13 pages. Gone back. Where is the industry standard? Where is the classically drawn? Let's have high hopes. Maybe this is classically drawn. Is this classically drawn? Nah. Shitty ass web drawn, digital drawn. Yeah, quality is pretty much gone. You have to seek it out. You know. Almost all of these are webcomics. Every single one. Mass produced to prove a point. You think they're drawn? They are digitally drawn. I could go on for pages. Look, here's another Manhua. Oh, look, Crappy. He's a warrior in ancient China. Oh, look, here's another one. Oh, look, this man's a cultivator. If you ask people what is a cultivator, they don't know what it is. Need I digress? Tourists and hobby spaces. They're destructive. They quote it like they know it. It's like progressives when they found Berserk. Not once, but twice. Not a very common thing, is it? They found Berserk. Now, I will recommend it for the faint of heart. Starts off decent with a lot of backdrop. But if you ask these guys the state of comics, you ask them the state of gaming, they have no concept of it. It's rather scary, in fact. But they talk about it in the space like they know it. Did you know the current Krakoa storyline? Yeah, I do. Half of it's garbage. Half of it is everything I predicted. And it's not going to turn out better. It's like, Sunspider. Why do people have issues with the Spider-Man thing? At the same time, right? They like to talk about comic sales, right? Let me see. Let me see this. I want to see how many people actually bought this. Let's just look up rankings on the comic book sales. Okay. Let's look it up. I mean, let's just see. Comic book ranking sales. I would challenge them. How many of them have read them? How many people have read these? Let's see. So, Batman 140, Transformers 3, X-Men 29, Fall of X, Wonder Woman 4, Avengers 8. So this is currently, right? Immortal Thor 5, Venom 28, Moon Knight 30. Moon Knight 30 was probably because they killed off. See, this is probably a black label. Ask people what ask these assholes what a black label is. They don't know what a black label is. I can guarantee you. Oh, Spider-Man. Let me see if I can find a couple of sites. Right. I say number 140, about $4.99. Timeless. Original X-Men 1. Berserk Empire. Yeah, how many people of these know of these? Predator versus Wolverine, which was actually a really good series. Good hype around it and good write-off. But has nothing to do with Krakoa era. Wolverine 40. No one ever believes me. I mean, you can look at this. Look at top sales. This is all the top sales. Because you can't see it. Volume. Let me see. I know they don't consume us. Like, they don't. You have to look at this. Sales by volume, right? Sales by volume. Let's see. Chainsaw Man. Clearly. Oh, this is what, 22. This was 22. Thing is, right? I guess this is, this is... See, let's bring this up. How many people have heard of these? Solo leveling. And these are units, so units probably main sold, right? Different individual copies produced. Yeah, sales were down. Again, how many people actually know about this? They go, oh, look. I mean, Silent Night, by the way, was a good, interesting story. Yeah, they're talking about like one-shot covers. No one buys them. That's why you tell the difference between the normies and the tourist. Like, if I asked Tony and them, do you read these? Do you know any indies? You can go like top 50. Oh, Spider Boy. What? I've not heard of Spider Boy since. #1 issue. Let's see between December how many carried over. Transformers, Batman, Amazing Spider-Man, Gang War, Fall of X, because they're about to have a whole reboot. Gotham War was like one shot here. See, this is the thing, right? A lot of these people are idiots. They don't go by this. Let's see on the list, right? Carnage 1. Well, let's get see. This Immortal X-Men. So Immortal X-Men was actually a really good title. X-Men Red. This is the final month for it. Barely cracked the top 31. Now, if I ask these people, do they actually know about this? When was the last time they stepped foot into a comic shop? But never have. How many of these people have ever stepped foot into a game store? Never. I've seen tourists and what they do. Tourists are incredibly dangerous. Tourists are in the normies. Yeah, sure, they'll show up every F&M. They'll go, look, I play Arena. Yeah, playing on Magic Arena is entirely a separate meta. It's entirely a separate meta. Playing Magic 24/7 is entirely different. Now, in reality, right, I would say one would suggest it is odd, isn't it? Before I start on Black Angus, because Black Angus is a whole dumbass. Like, that's a level of not even retardation. You know, it's funny, by the way. Not even a Jesker. He had to use Tony's crew to even get views. It's pathetic. He can't even get it otherwise. But no, tourist and hobby spaces, same with normies. Normies may quote stuff, but at least they're more knowledgeable than tourists, because they apply what they know outside. Grifters, on one hand, are usually that way. Because it pains me when someone quotes comics or manga. They don't know about it. If you're going to go into a subject, at least be knowledgeable about it. I mean, hell, you can tell a 40k insider versus a 40k outsider easily. You can tell magic. You can tell that. You can tell they haven't stepped foot. I mean, it's the same. Now, we can go from the normie and the tourist to the grifter, which is Black Angus. See, I should start pulling clips because it's pathetic. He decides that he can turn Yaira gay or make her a trans thing. And he said this multiple occasions on multiple little channels he's been on. He's doing it on purpose. That's a grifter in a hobby, using something. Yet the man reviews garbage. Right. He reviews basically utter garbage. And he calls himself a comic book fan. He's anything but a comic book fan. Maybe at some point. Maybe he was. You know. He's interesting. And I'm going to forgive the fact he's from Oklahoma and probably fucks his cows. Okay. He probably fucks his own cattle on his own farm. I mean, Oklahomans aren't even real people, but I digress. I say that I'm from Texas. I mean, screw him. The man's probably a liberal up there anyways in a sea of red. And it must suck, by the way, when your only downtime is doing meth and other drugs. That explains a lot of his content, though. He doesn't really have any opinions. And I'd love to see him fight me on that, by the way, on the current drug statistics up there. But the man himself is trying to say Yaira is trans, just out of sheer meaning. I could go through his Twitter. It's very funny. Let's see his views. Well, let's see his shorts. Uh, 2 hours. Look, you know, audio's probably gonna be muted, right? He's 1,000 subs. Let's see. Where's his videos? Let's see. This is what we call a grifter, guys. See, that's his name on Twitter, right? Or X. You see this? Meth Gator. Yeah, so he probably does meth. Or has done meth, or has family he does it. It's entirely normal. Look at his views. Worse than Iceland. Oh, look, it's on Eric July. What is he reviewing? Hell? What is that? Diablo 4 Outrage? What was the purpose of this? Brittany Venti. Pregnant Joker. This is what we call grifting. What is the trend of the month, right? You can't even nail views. Oh, he's going after MME. Look at this pasty white dude. I mean, this is the thing, right? Black Widow 2 years ago. This is what we call a grifter, guys. This is grift. Batgirl Beyond. What is this mess? The Boys Season 2. Must be in stock. Now, let's go here. So did he trace? No. Eric July. Oh. Let's go when he's not talking about it. 45 views when he's not talking about Eric July. Folks, this is what we call a grifter, once again. He probably screws his own cattle. I know the joke's never going to get old. I mean, he can say what he wants. So I've talked about Richard Embry before. He's a dumbass. Very boring. That's what we call boring. Richard Embry. Like, I would buy this man's book just to rip it apart. See, they don't keep the same energy either. And before he says he could do critique on this, it's the other. This person has been in a lot of different chats. This guy comes out of the DP community, or Drunken Peasants, because that's where Death Wish comes from. Also, Eric's Hairy Arms also comes from here occasionally, who is his editor. As I said, it's pretty much like he's, for a man, by the way. That's what I said. These people are grifters. See, I don't mind it. As normies, man, they're fine. Grifters are entirely separate. They just grift the interest. You know. He's like, well, look at the 3D art assets. Remember, I showed the anime earlier. All that crap looks basically traced, doesn't it? But if we're looking at it, it's not even artist critiquing. And now, look what this man has up in the background. A Mystique, an Avatar, a Star Wars figurine. Oh, look, here's the Pop figure. God, every grifter has to have a Pop figure. What was that, Naruto too? No, sorry, say Naruto. I should know this one right here, but I don't know what it is. I should know what this is right here. But that's Mystique. How much more griftery can we get? You know? These people, they're jokes. Huh, it's funny. There's a skull post here. I know why he's in this chat, though. The man, as I said, he looks like he could use some meth great well. And he's supposed to be a libertarian? I mean, and he's also the worst politically. So let's say 370 views, 70 views in like how many days? Let's see. See, him and Tony are very reminiscent. He could say how dead his chat, right? Let's see. Let's go forward. How many people? Do you want to take a guess? Oh, look, it's Father Hostage. Oh, no. The dude smokes too much. See, this is like picking on retards. Very much part of anybody who is. Low hanging fruit. Low effort. 12-hour and on a layoff at the moment. So he works basically stuff. Need I digress? See, that's the thing. Normies, grifters, and tourists. I don't understand why they do this. Like, he's trying to co-op. And the funny thing is, he's trying to co-op Yaira. This is cringe. It literally is pure, unadulterated. His Twitter basically reads like I'm not a fan of anything. Like, if I nailed him down to a cross on a fandom, I don't think I could. It's cringe. He even admitted like he wants to like even bait this out. You know, it's like you baited out your own reactions and your own hate. I mean, the fact he calls himself Angus. Dear God. Angus Young would disavow him, by the way. Angus Young that's a disrespect. That is a pure disrespect here. Pure. Huh. His main account is suspended. Huh. That's interesting. I have to go look at the one he does. His main account is suspended. That's rather telling, by the way. I may have to go in my timeline and just find it. It's interesting how he... Nah, you know what's funny? I'll share this to people, because this is the madness that are these people. They're horrible people, by the way. Don't ever believe me. That's what they do. They're like these. Let's see. Never seen him claim he's a perpetual victim. See, if you look at this, do they have this same energy? Not really. I mean, see, Chris Bacon used to be his neighbor, right? He's like, well, I haven't blocked anybody. That's interesting. Yet the claim is he blocks people. See, the narrative right now is the Suska sisters are going to make the thing. I'll have to just... I was supposed to be on here yesterday, but... oh, one of those days. Yeah, it's one of those days. I'm going to have to dig back and find him. I am going to have to once I ponder why I work. But, anyways, I'll have to find Black Angus's little shitty ass thing channel. I know I've seen it. What is his name on there? But I have seen it. Just while I'm here, let's look up Jezzed in a Cup, James's channel. Look at this. 460 subs. Hell, even if I can. Like, what is he even quoting? Oh, he's writing a story with a Weber eye? Doing weeb stuff? Guys, look at these views. Look at these views. They're awful. I take it back. He maybe have bashed on Super. Did he actually show his face? Yes, he did show his face. Let's see if he fucked up. Wow, look at this. See, he likes DBZ. What did I say? He likes Dragon Ball. Man's a normie. Point and laugh at him, sir. Point and laugh. Look at this face. Look at his haircut. Look, Naruto on the wall. Sonic is on the wall. Let me see if I see anything else in his background. Yeah, by the way, no one cares what happens in Super. So, let's see. Remember what I said the criteria for a normie? They like Dragon Ball and they like Naruto. Naruto Shippuden, by the way, of all things. I can see why he doesn't show his face a lot. I can understand why. He needs his hair cut. Seth the programmer, yeah? Familiar with that one. I mean, I want a question. Let's see. TJ Laser's an interesting one. Let's see what he's like outside of his element. Extra Zero, which I need to do a talk on when he talked to LG, because I actually have a thought on it. Did he actually talk to Chris Bacon? So this is their version of art they think is acceptable. Oh, TJ Laser is supposedly a graphics designer, but he uses Web Studio. Okay? Web Windows Studio. Draws like garbage. And he's a Lithuanian trust fund baby who uses a burner account on YouTube. Remember that. Everyone remember that statement. He says he never wants to be presently online because he needs to be in a proper headspace to work. Yet he goes on Tony's for 4 hours every other day, twice a week. And then he still produces shitty art. Hmm. Extra Hero's kind of a grifter in his own right. Man, damn the man in his own words. He just exists on streams. Chris Bacon just lives here. So if this is his own. Oh. Oh. This is worse. If anyone doesn't understand, I'm actually cringing. It's not because it's a Pokemon character. This is his sketch. This is cow art. Ooh. Ooh. Cow art. What the fuck? This is his art. This man wants to bash Eric's art. This looks like trace art. I never want to see this again. By the way, I want you to notice there's no interactions here. By the way, none. I've bashed on this man enough to understand him. When you can predict people beat for beat, it's really tragic. He called this art. Hmm. I mean, I don't even know. See, this is a burner account right here. See, this is what I was saying. This is a burner account. Why do you need a burner account? It's amazing, by the way. That's something I should have a future discussion about. Having a burner account. You see, he knows if his main account he would actually not get anybody. Let's see how dead his Rumble is. Let's see how dead this man's Rumble is. I'm so curious. Kingdom Hearts playthrough. No interaction. I get more interaction. I could easily low grift these assholes if I ever saw. Pop culture on Rumble. Let's see. Let's see. See, I love Rumble. Rumble is really funny. Let's see how many views he actually gets. And Rumble's low effort, by the way. Yeah, low effort. Seems very low effort, isn't it? Real talk on Rumble. Let's see. Curious. I'm waiting one day TJ Laser gets fucked. Lets his shit slip one day. I'll learn the real him. I already know the real him, but it's on that. He doesn't do anything here. He never goes live. Gave up. I mean, at least, That's why sometimes I actually wonder, right, how these people operate. I never quite get it. Like, what does he do for a living, even? I have to actually wonder here. Because half of these people don't make sense. I don't even know. Some of these people do. So he doesn't want himself known, right? It's like, but he doesn't give money to anybody. Probably is boring, but I find this interesting. Well, that's why you have to listen to them at 2x speed. So he thinks art matters. By the way, it took a little while, but I found it. I did find it, though. It took a little bit. Because I want to show you guys the cringe that is Black Angus, who is his own. He is the cringe, by the way. He is cringe. Very much. He's super cringe. See, I told you he fucks steers. No one would believe me. So, this is Black Angus's stream, or Twitch. Right? He does this, right? He's from Oklahoma, by the way. I never joke about screwing steers. Ever. The man himself probably has relations with animals. Because he looks like one himself. I know. God, I gotta stop. Why is Nephilim trending on Twitter? Why I sometimes wonder about this. It's very funny. So, I don't get this, right? Was that 1 hour ago? You see, this is what we call like maybe a grifter as well. Like he's trying to bait out responses. Hey, he's also a furry, apparently. See, I actually would talk. I thought about the Epstein Island thing's interesting. But it's a little hard. See, this is a Twitter of a grifter, by the way. So he's trying to actually like bait out, like this whole saying earlier, rip-a-verse kind of thing. Interesting. Renowned is funny. See, this is what we call, right? You could say you control the response. See, I would almost fault him for this. You know? Almost. But that's respectable. Look, he likes inanimate objects and furry animals. Man, I wish I was joking. Look, I know he's going to say he doesn't care. But this is the thing, right? He sits here. Let's take a look. You remember I covered dot executables as well? Dot executables, and it's adorable fellow. These people are a little weird, right? And let's go further. Let's look at this. So, let's go here. Pure cringe, by the way. Nothing like it. It's pure cringe. I mean, I'm guessing that he tries to do this. Let's look up Jessica James's. I'm sure it's just as cringe. I mean, what do you see? I have to go back to his video. Yeah. Let's see how many shorts views his shorts get. Oh, look. He's being a femboy. Simping for Star Wars. Nah, this is more like Elon Musk. This is the face of a cuck. That's a face of a cuck. What did I say? Normie takes. I mean, the man needs to get him not dressed like a metrosexual. I mean, for God's sakes, his girlfriend probably, or wife, or partner. I should not be disrespectful here. Oh, look, DBZ. Oh, look. Let's see him. Let's see him wig out over bleach. Oh my God, he's gonna fangirlgasm. Unfortunately, he's like 5 years too late, maybe 10 years too late. That's not how you say it, though, bro. But the light novels aren't canon. The light novels aren't canon, though. See, what did I say? I established they like normie things. And they do. Normie. Bleach. DBZ. He likes the cringe anime look. He just proves it. I love being right, by the way. I do love it. It's depressing. It's absolutely depressing. His original story. Dude, anybody could just shit out webcomics. This looks awful. I go back to what I was saying before, and I didn't lay this out. This was all just comes together. I'm like an accidental person. Stuff actually works. Before anyone gets the idea. It's weird. A lot of these people are very, very, very low effort. Let me go back. We're looking at his anime designs, right? We're looking at those. This is a man who critiqued Eric's art, by the way. Let's go back. Let's go back. Look at this art. Well, let's look at this art. This art. This art right here. Okay. This art. And then let's go in and look at something like this. And not quite. A little bit close. No. He ripped off this style from somewhere. Yeah, perfect. Nothing on this page. Let me go back to this one. Yeah, kinda, but a little better cell shading. No. Similar style. Let's see. That clearly looks tracing. Here we go, boys and girls, all ages. Look at this. Look at this design. Look like this shit. Look at this. Look. Exactly. Look at the style, the chin. Where's the originality? None. He wants to. He talks about being bland. It's like drawing my very first anime characters. Interesting. So he's writing a story that looks like every single webtoon I have ever seen. Boring isekai. Boring. Look at the character's face. Look at his character. They're the same. This is getting depressing. Oh, if I had a conversation, I could probably tell. This is what he watches. Reads. This is what he reads. It's not even really great. Come on. Please quote some really good ones. Let's at least get some good artwork stories. Oh, he's the slice of life guy. Oh, I just found his genre. I just found his genre that he likes a lot. He is a simp. He is the femboy simp. That's what I thought he was. Look at the style of this, okay? Look at this style right here. You know that man is a simp. This style, this character, found it. He's a simp. The worst kind ever. There we go. Future Goku killed Excuse me. Yeah. When your artwork designs, I remain that the guy's lazy, by the way. I really do. He's going to become what he hates. This dude became what he hated long ago. Why is this even an option? This is what a tourist and normie tourist says. Especially when you know they're not related. He gets no interaction for this. Huh. So what have we established? The man is a tourist. He's a normie. He's a tourist. Black Angus is just a grifter. Down to his core. But what do these do with these due to fandom? someone comes across them and they find the need. A lot of new subs. Huh. No, he hasn't. Okay. Let me see. 15 views. Yeah, God. With like 3 people in chat. Okay. Yeah, nobody in chat. I mean, the email haircut says it all. But the guy basically, these people, they're bad examples. They go on people like Toadie's channel, and this is what's funny. They always do this. It's really odd. I don't understand this either. And for anyone who catches this in post, I mean, I need to get a more stable time. But I don't like these people. I can read them. I predict their movement. I don't do scripting. They're predictable. They're like these people that are, I guess, they need attention. I mean, don't know what to say. Sometimes I'm speechless. Or train of thought gets broken. But when you see people like this in their space, and I called them out on their bullshit, like, you won't talk to me. I mean, the guy got ratioed in his own comment section. I mean, Jesker did. About the settlement of the lawsuit. But it begs a question, right? Why are these people? I know I keep going to the well with Tony's channel, but it's the endless source that keeps on giving. Of course. One could say. It seems to me that way. Especially when you draw anime like that, because I know he came out that way. And that reminds me. One day, if I ever get computer, I do need to do that. What game? Oh, we're talking Baldur's Gate. I need to go back and finish that. Love to stream that, by the way, but it is a technical issue right now. But people like Jesker James, and if you watch this, at least take your critique. You look like an emo kid. The metrosexual look died 15 years ago. The edgelord teenager thing doesn't work. Your choice in anime looks garbage. I mean, you probably fapped a Yuri on Ice. Not too much far from it. But the idea is how much of your catalog is normie. It's not eclectic. Your art style that you like. And if that's your art style is your go-to, I question your tastes. You haven't done a lot of depth. I mean, hell, even I read certain strange things, but they ain't that bad. At least I respect artwork. Good storytelling. I mean, did you cut your teeth on the slice of life school stuff? Man, should introduce you to some nice NTR. Highly doubt you've ever read Made in the Abyss or Chainsaw Man before it became public. I did. Made in the Abyss wasn't never my thing because it's just too dark. Hey, it's like Farron. I probably butchered that, but I don't like that. Journey's End. That type of stuff. If I'm not grabbed, I don't. So he just hangs around with Tony looking for clout, and he doesn't do anything. He has no views on his channel. I showed you guys, and then Black Angus. He himself has said he wants to make Yaira a trans person, just because it's written by the Saska sisters. I showed you that. It makes no sense. And he's a pure grifter more than a tourist, though. I mean, he may have had an interest in comics. I guess that's when he's not working the field or plowing his animals. I mean, I have to stop. That's low-hanging fruit. But these people get space, and they get a lot of notoriety in spaces. A lot of stuff I do, I may take a person's opinion, but I'm at least not going to. I mean, it rubs off on them eventually. Like, Angus's channel has no future. He doesn't talk about Eric July. I mean, he doesn't get any views. I could say if I didn't talk about them, I didn't get any. That's why I use tags, because I'd rather address the person. I mean, case studies, both of these people are. TJ Laser himself. Like, TJ's going to slip up. I'll find his real channel one day. But at least with that clip, he confirmed that's a burner account. I mean, and I said that was a burner account because he doesn't want that associated with his real work. I know this is a weirder episode. Like, when it comes to gaming and hobbies, fine. Come enjoy it. But don't be an idiot. Don't be a person who warps the space. Interest. Like, I have stories as well. I grew up in game stores. We had to have a culture. But you always had that one guy who came in, doesn't know the game, came like a tourist. Whether it was when I played Pokemon years ago or Magic even, towards a pro level. Still pretty damn good at it. Same if I did Commander. I highly doubt that any of these jokers could beat me. Because I'd probably have a deck that would go all around him. But these people exist. They get clout. But then again, it's like they all hang around with Tony, so that's where you get it. But you think Tony, with 2,100 subs, this will rub off on him, right? No, they don't watch him. There's no carryover. I mean, I guess Chris Bacon hangs out there when he needs attention. See, I wanted to talk to him. But he's too much of a pussy. Because a lot of these people, they'll exist in a space. You never know they are. But if you actually look at these people point by point, you can pick them apart. James, what did we establish? Likes normie animes, and he has normie takes. Now, to be fair, maybe he does that. Maybe he has an eclectic taste on the side. But if you're quoting Bleach, Naruto, man, you just got the holy trinity of his stuff. I mean, and then he draws like webtoons? That's a question. You get to Black Angus. I don't know what his end goal is. Even he doesn't know. But he's kind of boring. He probably gets bored in Oklahoma and just grifts this section of fandoms. Like, he has an interesting video, though, and I will give him his props on comics of old. But that's where it falls off. He just is now flavor of the month, controversy, what he could grift. Because this is the problem with these people. They get more traction than a person who actually puts heart and soul. I should say they do. They attempt to do it. But do they get real traction, though? Me, I just have no interest. I have an IRL life. TJ Laser, as you see, contradicts himself. I mean, he is better when we work to rub off on things. It will. The moment someone finds your channel, your main channel, you're done. He's going to slip up. Yeah, he will. He can't help it. The man himself is. That's what I said. At least hide behind a burner account. But I'll see where the series goes next. I mean, in a hobby space, right? I'm pretty sure both of these people. I mean, like, if that was go to for, like, what did I cover with Sheshrin Fan Club kind of thing? Moonshine Princess, as I should call her. She basically decides to be this way. She's kind of a normie as well. I mean, she's watching a thing on apothecaries. Hell, I could probably go through it and find a whole bunch of manhuas with apothecaries. They're all the same art style, story. But yeah, but like Black Angus reviews, I mean, dear God, man. Prove your channel. I know you're in Oklahoma and you like the steers. More than just taking care of them. But, and probably the meth too. And let's not forget that. Again, let's stop. Low hanging fruit. I feel that, dude, whatever your end game is, it's pointless. You're trying to say Yair is going to be woke. You're a moron. It's not going to happen. No, I think that's because Eric has a control of the story. They didn't come up with Yaira. I mean, no matter the amount of shit you do in your own libertarian world, but I guess it pays to be a libertarian in Oklahoma. But, to be honest, that state's redder than Texas. But then again, you could also live towards Tulsa. Be a liberal shit-tart too. Or be one of those OKC bums. I mean, your state already looks like a blasted wasteland. That's probably why you're on a 12-hour layover that day. But fix your channel, man. Like, you get better, you could get decent views, but now you're only known for shitting on Eric July, being a grifter for that audience. You're ever going to get views outside of that now? Maybe if you get a loyal audience. But I have to say that whatever you're doing with your bad art in your basketball-sized head, I mean, hell, you could probably critique me. But me, on one hand, I don't care. Probably the same with you. But for warning anybody who sees this man, he's just a grifter. He's trying to get clicks and views, but he's not being successful. Jester Scumbag James, or Cumbag, yes, is a better name for him, tries it. But he looks like an emo douche who couldn't even get laid if his life depended on it. And he likes cringy anime, normie anime. And he probably watches everything on Crunchy Egg Roll or Funimation. I mean, this is something, I don't get it. But yeah, don't follow these two people. I mean, at the same time, for a man that can't even, he gets out-talked on his own channel. And both are betas. I mean, for all I know, Black Angus Reviews actually takes it from the steer. Oh, too much? Too mean? Sorry, he may be a fat woman. I should be mean. But I will call it, and I will have eventually. I shall eventually just cover. I mean, my next, just to give you guys an idea, eventually, when I sort some of this out, there's some background drama, which I'm going to find. I'm going to find maybe gaming, maybe do things, flow topics. We'll see how this goes this next upcoming year. To friends, forgive my random puns. It's because I do this with more creativity. Again, when YouTube stops realizing my channel's a children's channel. I laugh about that. It isn't. And I have gone through all the settings. Every setting. And if someone knows how to fix that, comment below. I have checked every setting. It is all clicked off. But I might do another one this week or next week. I'm going to try to make this regular. Maybe something less. But until the end, you guys take care. And people who watch this, and to Black Angus Review, be careful with your bestiality. And to Jester James, I wish you, I know you're expecting, and I hope you're a very good mother to Tony's children. And with that, I'm out.